Okay, I think we're live.
Woohoo! All right. All right, everybody, check it out. We're going live. We're going live right now on YouTube. We'll see you. We'll see you over there. Come join us. Oh gosh. Guys, Decal family, come on over to YouTube right now. We are going live. So we go live on the second and the fourth Thursday of the month. So see you over at YouTube right now. Join us, Decal family. Decal family is our channel. See you guys.
That's loud. No, just not.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Can I hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you able to share that?
Yes. Yep. Let's see.
Okay, folks, we got two people in. Go ahead and give us your name. Tell us where you're
Sure.
from. I'm gonna be that guy today. Who are you? Where are you tuning in from? I need to fix this camera because I'm sick of it. Continuing to. Then also, am I cutting in and out? I feel like I am in the headphones. It's like going in and out. But
Okay.
we shall
I
see.
just shared it.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. Shared our live link. So we're thanks so much, guys, for just bearing with
Pam.
us.
How are you, Pam?
Bearing with us here
Thanks
as
so
we
much for joining us from Raleigh, North Carolina. How's the weather there? It's been stinking raining here in Alabama. Um, we moved from South Dakota to get away from crazy weather, but it seems like we cannot escape crazy weather. We had two tornado warnings, two tornado watches last week. We couldn't do our live because of that. But now it's just gloomy a lot. So whatevs.
All right. So I just shared with everybody.
Cool.
Hey
Cool.
Pam. Sorry, I just was getting our getting all of our channels taken care of here.
There we go.
So
I don't know if I need to hide this.
Yeah.
Hide the,
that's
the
great.
Apple logo. I don't want it. I don't want no issues.
Oh, sure.
I don't want no problems. Cold was warm in February. Right. I did feel like it was a little warm in February, but now it's thinking it's supposed to be cold this weekend. 38
Is it?
degrees with
Oh, I
a high
didn't
of
know
58.
that. Oh my gosh. Here.
Saturday morning.
I'm gonna be that person and like does anybody like check the weather every day? I think because like I'm a stay-at-home mom, like, oh, what's the weather like today for like going outside or just, planning activities. I think that's why. Anybody else?
I stopped checking the weather when I moved down here. There's absolutely no reason for me to check the weather.
It's not like it's not like, oh, is it gonna snow today? We don't have to worry about that.
No, I don't worry about it at all.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
kind of.
I'm gonna fix this.
Oh,
hold on.
The blurry something.
Yeah.
So while you do that, can I just take a moment and are you like super focused right now?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to take a moment and just like honor you. Yeah. I want to honor you just because it's like you guys, what you see, like maybe what you can't see. I promise there's like a couple lights and this desk and our mics and yeah, just I mean this whole platform. Like my husband just had set up. Our last live, uh, you know, it was, there's a couple issues, whatever, but man, like I just want to honor and thank you for just all of your efforts and trying to get this set up tonight.
Camera's gonna cut off quick. Is it off?
Yep.
Okay. But it's still broadcasting?
No.
It's not?
Well, yeah. Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
I gotta change the battery.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So. Oh, it's still broadcasting. Oh. Can people still hear?
Possibly.
Oh, can anybody still hear me?
There's just no video, but there should be sound. Right now we got our ducks in a row. All right, we're back up.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
All right. Do we still have you? Do we still have everybody?
All right.
Do we still have?
All right, beautiful people. We are back.
So thank you. So I don't know how much everybody heard or not of that, but I just want to say thank you.
Gracias. You're very welcome.
Setting all this up.
It's a work in progress, guys. So I've been doing a lot of research and just trying to figure out the best way to get this set up.
And like this is like your office, and we're like trying to figure out, background wise and where's the best, everything for sound and so thank you.
You're making it. You're welcome.
All right. Oh, we got 3 people. We got 3 people.
Yeah, let's boogie. Let's boogie.
So literally, so we have a story.
Yeah.
So if I could just kind of lay a little bit of context for my story. So guys, I've been growing my hair out, and if you've been following us, I've been growing my hair out, and for the longest time, it's been just like extremely frustrating because I feel like a part of, I don't know, like I feel like a part of like the Pizzazz with Chaz is
the brand.
Is Chaz, a part of, is a part of just is my hair. And so when my hair is looking all funky and not funk, some sort of like pizzazz to it, like, I don't know. So I'm growing my hair out. So I've just needed to wear my hair like really minimal as far as like styling it differently. And so today I'm like, oh my gosh, I was going to do like a bare minimum for like some sort of style, going live tonight. And I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I'm going to surprise my husband. I'm going to do something like different. And
I was surprised about it.
Okay. What do you guys think? Like, and it's okay to be honest. I take criticism really well. It's okay. My feelings will not get hurt. But I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I'm going to surprise my husband. I'm going to do something different. And my hair is finally long enough where I can like rock some some cute little piggy tails.
There you go. Yeah.
and so I come out of the bathroom and I was like, hey, like, do you like my hair? And the look on your face is like, no. And so, because sometimes it's like when like I wear something or I put on something and you're like, oh, you look nice today, or oh, I like that, or yeah, you look nice today, or whatever, you look nice. Like I am, like I'm like, oh, like, oh, that's great, and I'm surprised about it. Yeah, I'm surprised about it, and or yeah, like I purposely wear something different that I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna spice it up a little bit, and I'm gonna put on something that's different. And so I was thinking about that with my hair. Backfire.
I wouldn't say that it. Well, I guess it did backfire for you because I wasn't expecting. I thought you were just doing honest. Honestly, when I walked in the bathroom and I saw you doing that style, I thought it was just a in between style before you do your hair for tonight. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. You're just
that's funny.
You're prepping to do your hair later. And
that's so funny.
Then you asked me if I liked it. And I'm like, oh, you're wearing this for real. Like this is gonna be your new dude.
That's so
I
funny.
was so that was my take on it. And so for those of you who don't know, Chaz has had her hair in a short haircut since 2016, since we've been married.
Yep.
She had the I'm married to a black guy haircut. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's had her hair cut short, and it has been quite the journey with the different hair stylists that you've had. And because I know a little bit about like barbering and cosmetology, I did a little stint, in that field. When she first got her hair done, and when you first got your hair done, it was great. Whoever did your hair, you already know. I was like, why did you pay this money?
And we were living in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, it wasn't blended.
Shout out to our Minnesota peeps.
Yep, shout out to Minnesota peeps. It wasn't blended well. It was choppy. And my wife was so loyal to her hairstylist, and she was so kind. No, she was nice. She wasn't kind. She was nice and didn't correct the error. So she grew to a point where she just didn't like her haircut at all. And I was like, yo, I've been trying to tell you this since, forever.
Oh my gosh.
So the title of this live today, we're going to dive into March Madness and with money stuff, but just wanted to bring some humor and just a little insight into our life and into our marriage. Like we could be super honest and open with one another. And I think that's the beauty of our relationship. But the question is to tell or not to tell. And there are moments where we are both candid, radically candid with one another, because I'm not going to have her walking out looking busted.
And I appreciate that.
And she ain't going to have me walking out looking busted. So, and we're just that honest with one another. So the question is, and you guys can answer in the comments, like to tell or not to tell, because I feel like sometimes women in particular, and correct me women if I'm wrong, when you're asking your significant other, your guy, like, hey, how does this look? Do I look fat? Is this ugly? Like, what do you really want to hear? Like, I think that's the code that us guys need to crack today. And I think our relationship, like we didn't have to crack that code. We can just be like, yo, that's tired. Or that doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to hear from you guys, like drop in the comments, like what, when you ask your significant other, do I look fat? Does this make my boobs look like they hitting my knees? Like, what do you want to hear? Because I think some of us guys, we struggling out. Not me. I'm helping the brothers out today. Like I think they're struggling to really figure out that balance. Because if they do tell you what you don't want to hear, the ramifications could be like detrimental. Like, oh, you think it could maximize, like, oh, you're saying that I'm ugly. It's like, no, I didn't say that you were ugly. I just, what I'm saying is, this particular outfit or this particular hairstyle or this particular thing, I personally, I've seen better. I've seen better on you. So yeah.
And I think for me, I wasn't like super deflated, just because it's like I feel like there's some things that like I just rock, and like
you have your own style.
You're totally fine with that. Or well, whether you're fine with that or not, I didn't mean to say that. There's some things that I just rock that it's like, man, like I am totally digging my pigtails today, and I am 100% fine with that. You don't like that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna rock it whether you like it or not.
And I think that's one of the things that I do appreciate about you, is that you don't put a lot of emphasis or care. And I mean, I think there's a degree of like care, because you want to look good for me. Just don't wear that tonight. But no, I'm just kidding. I think
note taken for like date nights. Don't Don't
better not go on no date with me.
don't wear pigtails. Okay,
Well,
don't take it.
right. No, you have lived your life in a way that you don't care about thinking what not not just me, but what anybody thinks. If you are comfortable in it and you like it, you're gonna rock it and you're gonna kill it. And the crazy thing is, there are things that I don't like, and we'll go out and chat, and people just will compliment Chaz all day, and I'm like, yo. So I'm out of touch. I'm the one that's thinking, like, I miss the fashion situation here. But no, I think it's cool that you you who you are, and you don't compromise that for anybody, including me. So,
Thanks.
and my goal is to give you the latitude to just be you. I'm not here to think and change you. Like some people get in relationships and they want their significant others to dress a certain way or wear certain hairstyle or wear certain like fragrances and things like that. And it's like, no, you look good in everything you wear.
Well, that's props to you because I feel like I don't know, like I feel like since being being a mom, like I feel like I've lost a little bit of that, like fashion something or another. So it's like I'm trying to like find that, and I feel like you have been really good at just like I don't know, like you buy things for me that like I just don't take the time to, like, and I really appreciate that, like about you and our marriage, and I don't know,
I'm your personal shopper and stylist.
Yeah, I mean, recently, guys, like he has, and I'm totally fine with that, and I appreciate that because I don't know, you buy things for me
because you're not going to buy them.
I just don't.
You gonna struggle with what you have, and I'm like, yo, like you can get new clothes. Yeah. But anyways, but yeah, so that's that on that as it relates to. But no, I want to hear from you guys. We got 5 folks in the chat.
Hey.
People are. I don't know if y'all are scared to comment. Let me know like how y'all feel.
Yeah.
Your significant other's gonna be like, oh, so this is what you really mean.
Yeah.
No. But
and you've like yeah, guys, if you've oh my gosh, I don't know. Just from talking about going back to the hair situation.
Oh, sure. Which one?
Well, just love. It's like it's like how I had asked Evan today. I was like, how in the world did you let me walk around looking crazy for so long? Like, guys, if you follow me on any of my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and you remember
circa 2016,
and you remember the spike situation. It's like, and I specifically remember someone, it's like to tell or to not to tell, like I specifically remember someone asking me, do you like it? And I'm just like, oh yeah, like this is like the best haircut ever. And it's like, I walked around for a long time, for like maybe
it was maybe
like 9 months. Well, until I got pregnant. It was until I got pregnant with Abby.
Yep.
That I was like, you know what? You know what? It was actually our first child.
No, because you found a new. So you were getting your hair done in Minneapolis. We moved, and then you found that really good salon in Winter Park.
But I started to like change my hairstyle from spiky to like grow it out a little bit.
Yeah.
When I found out I was pregnant, because in my opinion, I didn't want to be this big mama and to me personally, and if you guys think differently, like you think differently, but in my opinion, I just don't think that, like short, spiky, something or another, like would look good with chunky cheeks. Like that's,
yeah, but
I wanted a more like funky mom style, but something that like covered my cheeks a little bit just because I knew I was going to gain weight. And yeah, I just was done with the spiky when I realized that I was like, you know what, this actually doesn't look good. And then really looking at pictures now, it's like, what in the world was I thinking?
Mhm.
What in the world was I thinking? So, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So it was like, yeah. So thanks for loving me through the horrible hair stage. It's like I look at pictures that come up on my Facebook memories, and it's like
Mhm.
I shake my head. I shake my head. So if
But
anybody have had like anybody that's married have gone through like a bad hair stint, like
you think my bad hair. So speaking of hair, because I really didn't care at the time, my hair is thinning and I'm getting bald, and I'm trying to hold on to the little bit that I
you still
have.
gonna look good.
I'm calling all
I'm still
kinds
gonna
of
love you.
I'm calling all kinds of people, putting sprays and everything in my head. to
Every
try-
week, every week we get an Amazon package.
We don't.
New products.
I'm about to go get some
No.
surgery to get some hair replacement therapy or whatever you call that. But I used to have this part. I used to rock a part in my head, and when I first met my wife, she's like, "Is that a scar? Do you have a scar in your head?" I'm
You
like, "No."
really telling this?
It was a style. It was a dope style at that. But no. So
was I FaceTiming with you? Were we
No.
just talking on the phone when I had asked you that question?
I don't even remember. I
I
just
don't
remember you
remember
asking me if
either.
it was a scar. Your brother asked me if I had a scar too one time.
See, I forgot about that.
on our wedding day, he's like, "Is that a scar?" I was like, "No, it's a style, but I guess it's not because you know." But yeah,
Lord.
Um,
Lord.
but you from South Dakota too, so there's that. No, I'm just kidding. So, for some reason, we're not seeing comments on here, so I did pop into our live on our phone.
Here we go.
So, Terry, now, please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. But she said she prefers the truth, and she gave an example. So,
Okay.
compliment her first, then say the truth in a nice way, which I like that because that's showing kindness versus niceness. Nice is like, "Oh no, you look good. Let's go."
Right.
That's being nice.
Yeah.
And then like kindness is, "Hey, the blue dress favors you more than the red one." So,
sure.
So just saying like, and then kind of dive in there.
That's so good.
You don't want to feed on anyone's insecurities to get them to not feed on someone's insecurities, but you don't want to make someone feel insecure. But you do want to be honest. But also, don't ask if you don't want to know.
Yeah. And that's what Devin told me, because I was like, you really don't like my hair? And I was like, I was really excited about it. And I still am.
So
and so I was like, ugh. And he's like, but did you want to know the truth? And I was like, okay, fine. You know what?
Yeah.
Yes. And
the truth will set you free.
I'm going to stay in my corner.
And you kept it in. And you didn't take them out. You know, you wearing them on this live. You're going to look back 2 years later and say, I don't know what I was thinking. No, I'm just kidding. But no, if you want to see Chaz's transition, it's so interesting also as it relates to hair. Like wherever you are, how the hairstyles change, right? So you had your really good haircut. You had a great stylist in Florida.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then you moved to South Dakota, and you had great stylists there too. But for some reason, everyone's haircut, women, they transition until they all look almost the same. And I'm like, Chaz, I think your hair's starting to change into that like one solid South Dakotan haircut that women have. Not saying that that's a bad thing, so don't get me wrong there, but I know that that's what Chaz was wanting to avoid.
I still wanted the funk. Like I still wanted the funk, the pizzazz, the pizzazz with Chaz, you know?
Yeah.
And it just was not happening. And I was like, you know what? It's been a really long time that I've had my hair short. So I am ready for something different.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, booyah. Oh, you know what? And we knew that we were moving too. So I was like, this is moving south.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you were like, I'm definitely going to I'm gonna find a better stylist. But
Well,
see, you.
I didn't know if I was going to have to drive to Nashville to
Oh, you mean
find a stylist. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to start growing my hair out. And that's what I did.
Okay, I thought you meant like Florida when we moved to Florida,
Oh,
because
no.
that was your way of getting out of like being truthful with your hairstylist too. Because I'm like, Chaz, you keep paying this money and you're
Guys, it was bad. It was
looks
so
worse.
bad. It was so bad. It was horrible. Like, you know, how you see like there are some, I mean, girls in their 20s and stinking women in their 50s rocking some bomb, like spiky situations, whatever, you know, and that's great. And it's like, mine? Bad.
It looked like the bomb for real, like a bomb hit.
So we go. Wow, you ain't right. You ain't right. You ain't right.
I'm playing.
Lord.
So if you're
we'll do it. We'll do like a special reel or something of like the Chaz.
Oh, there you go.
We'll do a special.
I think that'll be good. That'll be really good.
You ain't right.
But for those of you who are just joining us, I'm seeing more people pop on. We are talking about to tell or not to tell. And this stems from a conversation that Chaz and I had today when she decided to put, what do you call them? Pigtails? She decided to put pigtails in her hair.
Mm-hmm. Let's get
today.
Everybody the full effect.
Yep, there you go. There you go. Yep, I think we got it. But no, I'm just playing. And there's also another YouTube video where I actually cut her hair when she had her short style.
And you did a really great job.
Thanks. But so yeah. So for those of you who are just joining in, I want to hear from you guys to tell or not to tell. Mainly I want to hear from both. I want to hear from men and from women.
Yes, please.
Like men, what go through your mind when your significant other asks you, like, how do they look in a dress? How is their hair? Are you wanting to avoid confrontation, or are you wanting to just be as truthful? Because we're 7 years in this year, and it's like, I would hate to have to be 7 years in and to just now start telling you the truth. Mm-hmm. I think that would create more problems, because it could, hey, I've been doing this for 7 years and you're just now telling me how you really feel. And I think there are other areas where we probably fail in that. I'm not saying that we do, but I can't think of anything. But to be with someone for 7 years and then say like, hey, you've been doing this for 7 years and I've been saying that I like it, but I really don't.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like what's something that we've maybe like recently, or even like something from the get-go that I don't know. I mean, like, I would say, I mean, this is kind of on subject, but kind of not. Like, I mean, in the beginning, I thought it was like really organized. Yeah. And then now it's like, I'm really not. But
I think things changed over time though.
Yeah.
And so this isn't
3 kids later.
Right. 3 kids later, just trying to figure out and I'm very systems, processes.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
Data
What?
And what?
Thank you.
And what?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I just said thank you, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. So somebody has to do it. No, I'm just playing. So when I did first meet Chaz, she literally had a phone book. I didn't know anybody. She had a phone book. She had a planner. She had a to-do list to go with her planner. And being married for 7 years, she planned everything. But I was watching a TikTok, and it was about men. Oh, yeah. It was about men and women, and why men sleep in and let their wives wake up and let their wives wake up with the kids in the morning. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I started scrolling through the comments, and one lady said, well, they sleep in and they don't get up when they say that they're going to get up early, because I do that, because they know that it's going to be taken care of. And I think that it can become that, like, that I'm going to plan and I'm going to organize and I'm going to prepare and I'm going to strategize. So now we're just, you're just allowing me to like exercise my strengths, whereas you don't have to do that. Number one, you don't have to do that as much anymore because you're married. Like when you were not married and you were single, you were very much independent.
Yeah.
So
it's like you got no choice but to be organized.
Right.
But to plan.
Right. Oh, that's a good topic for our next live. Anyways, because you were, very independent, very like focused, because you were trying to be CEO. And I was like,
wow.
What did I get myself into?
Yeah.
But no, I think so going back on topic, like to see the transition of like, I was so nice and we were in our honeymoon phase. So let me just be as nice as possible and not make waves. And then now we're 10 years in, 12 years in, and I really don't even like you like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And I think not being honest from the beginning of the relationship can just create those issues going forward, because now it's like I don't even know who you are anymore. It can become one of those kinds of situations.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I just was I was thinking about when we were first married, that I thought I was a great cook.
I didn't think you were gonna bring it up.
when because we had done our meal planning, and we still do to this day, and I so appreciate that. But like, how the tables have turned, and like I now do the meal planning, get the list together, for groceries, add things to the cart, whatever. And then you're primarily like what, 85% of the
99.
time. You're right. 99. Of the time I make rice, and I make I make rice in our pressure cooker.
You make noodles
and I make
Instant
noodles.
Pot.
Yeah, there you go.
You make rice and noodles. That's your job. Stick to that. No,
when I see that they're getting low, you guys, we go through like 3 cups of rice like every like 2 to 3 days in this house, like crazy. But anyway, and how things have changed, even with like just meal planning of like, hey, do you like this or do you not like this? And like just being honest with one another. So it's I would say, like to tell or to not tell, that it's like, I think it's sad to be in a marriage and like, man, I have hated this dish for 7 years.
So to your point, so I do have a moment where, and I think this is what took us so long to get to a point to meal prep, was because I could only tolerate a good 2 days of eating the same thing. And it wasn't just your cooking. It was how we planned. I pretty much went with what you wanted, because you were eating a lot healthier. Well, not a lot. You were eating healthier back then. And I was too, to a degree. I still like my sugars, my sweets, cakes, cookies, and pies. But you were training for a marathon, and then you were just completely against sugar, which I was like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? So it did come a point to where it's like, if we're gonna meal prep, like we need to make food that we both like, enjoy, and that we can eat it until it's gone.
Yeah.
Because I think you would find my lunchbox sometimes, and I would still have the meals in there. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, okay, so what did he eat? Target. Or why did he not?
I went to the calf at Target. I ate some. So I used to work at Target headquarters. So the way that their cafeteria was set up was they had different stations. So they had an Asian station, like a Southern station, a health station. Like it was one of the.
I didn't know that. I don't know.
You saw the calf.
I guess not
the. You don't remember which campus? Well, Down Brooklyn
So I
Center,
saw Brooklyn Center, not downtown.
downtown was very similar, but Brooklyn Center was just newer.
Yeah.
But
Yep, I remember that
it
one.
was very similar. I think Brooklyn Center had better. It was better, to be honest. And I was only there for a week, um, but yeah, it was. Yeah, so that was my moment. Thanks so much, Ronnie. I appreciate it, bro. Actually, I still need to get with you. I'm procrastinating on that. but yeah, so there was a moment with the cooking because when I first met Chaz, and her first meal that she made me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The first meal. I mean, we wasn't even. I went to Minnesota. She wanted to cook. She's like, I'm gonna make my favorite dish, chicken pesto, which it is very delicious, very delicious. However, I'm helping her prep, and all of a sudden, I see her get water in a skillet, and I said, "What is about to happen?" And then I see her take chicken breast, unseasoned chicken breast, and I saw her just nicely lay this chicken breast in this skillet of water. And I'm like, okay, Lord, Lord, you know my heart, and you know what your boy needs. This ain't gonna fly, Jesus. But we had that conversation.
And we married. Thank you, Lord.
And you season your chicken. And you season your chicken.
Yes, I do.
Because she didn't have. I like to joke and say that she didn't have taste buds. So to tell her not to tell, like I had to resurrect her taste buds. And it's interesting because her parents are great cooks too. So I'm like, how do you not season?
I think in a way, like, I think it's a form of. I think it was just a form of laziness, and I still catch myself like today, to this day of like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the extra step, or I don't want to do that because it's just me being lazy.
It is really not that much of a lift.
Because I don't enjoy it.
And that's the other thing that we had to come to terms with. You did not. So to tell her not to tell.
Yes.
She was all about cooking and meal planning when I met her, and then she got to a point
I had to
where it's like, I don't like cooking, and I'm like, well, finally you tell me I can cook. Yeah. I don't mind. But thanks so much, Tari. I don't know why we're not getting the comments here,
either.
But
so if you see us looking down, I promise.
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone because my phone is kind of telling me all of the comments. Yeah. But thanks so much for that, Carrie, Tari. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. I don't mean to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think that was a part of something that I had to like come to terms too. That it's like, man, like I just don't enjoy cooking. Like my mom, however, like that is just how she shows love. Like, do you guys ever like have that relative or friend or whatever of like they just want to show you how much they love them by like coming over and just come over and let me cook you a meal. You know what I mean? Let's just sit down and let me do all this cooking. And it's like, that's just not something that just sounds fun to me. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to enjoy your food. I'm going to do that. And my husband is a good cook. He's a good griller, baker.
I'm okay.
Oh Lord.
I
am blessed.
I'm getting more and more into baking. Abby wants to make a cheesecake, so I'm like, I'm down for the cause. But I do want a KitchenAid standing mixer though, in order to make it the way I want it done. So
if you want to donate to the Devon funds, like, hey, you know what? We're always open for donations because
don't donate.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So that's one the cooking that I'm like, I was down for it in the beginning, but I'm like, yo, we're gonna be together forever. It ain't no way that I'm gonna have to suffer through this. But yeah.
And I think like between you just saying like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and me like my role in this is doing the meal planning, like, and the grocery shopping. So it's just kind of the legwork to then get to the point where it's like, all right, we have everything. So for you to cook, you know what I mean? And that's something that, yeah, I mean, it looks different, in everybody's marriage, family, whatever, but that's just kind of how we do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So to tell or not to tell,
Oh.
that should be a card game.
Yeah.
To tell or not to tell.
Come
Do I
on.
look fat in night clothes or do I? You know, to tell or not to tell, do I? Am I angry?
Yeah.
You know, that'd be a cool game to just play.
Yeah. Or of like,
I got the king of digital products on this live right now.
oh Lord.
So
yes.
So
Yeah.
that'll be a cool game to play
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ronnie.
I'm getting some downloads right now. So y'all just wait for our decal family to tell or not to tell.
Marriage edition.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that.
But no.
I like that.
Yeah, so again, those of you that are popping on, we're just talking about honesty in marriage, honesty in relationships. And I think things progress as you continue in your relationship. So it could be like cooking is very insignificant, I think. That's not going to be, a make or break in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think are some things that people may struggle with that it's like, yo, it's 10 years later. And now you're saying, you don't, oh, you snore. I really hate that you snore. I'm going to sleep. I want to start sleeping in the other room now. And it's like, yo, you've been dealing with it for 10 years. Or what, like, what are some areas that you think people, or, those in the comments, what are some heavy hitters?
Well, I was going to say, okay, if we want to go here, well, I'm going to go here if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
What happened? Something went wrong. Guys, are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. I'm watching us right now.
So, as it relates to sex?
Yeah. That could
we go here.
Yeah.
So whether it's like to tell or not to tell, hey, that really felt good when you
should tell when that's something you should tell. Now
that did not. It was like, that didn't really do anything.
That didn't rock my world. No, I didn't see stars.
It's like if you want, yeah. It's like, okay, come on, guys. Like, if you want a great marriage,
you got to communicate.
Yeah. Like, why? And it's like, guys, I mean, thinking back to like our honeymoon night,
it was trash.
Oh my gosh! It's like,
what are we doing?
Lord,
Lord,
have mercy.
So I came into our relationship seasoned, and then you came in the relationship pure as a driven snow. But there were still like, so to tell or not to tell, I was nervous, and I think we had this conversation too. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to like do all of this extra because I don't want her to be like comparing her to other people that I've been with, or like, oh, this and that. But it was a learning curve.
Yeah.
Because you've never, and it was like you were sore, and I think
you're right.
So I was like, oh my God. So I'm thinking we about to be all over the place. And it was other plans. So I'm just trying not to be crazy graphic, so I don't want to get reported or anything. Okay, so now
that's
comments
all right, cool.
Are coming. Okay.
Yeah. Yay. That's great. Yeah, and I think so where we were and how far we've come.
Oh my God.
As it relates to that whole subject.
I felt the anointing.
Man. Oh, I had a thought. So when you were talking about you seasoned and, me being, pure coming into the relationship, it's like, it's just really interesting for those of you who have like, whether you both came into the marriage, like never having a past, never having sex before.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it's like you're married and it's like, bam, like you go from 0 to 100. And like, that's like a really big deal,
Yeah.
And I think just like, physically that's a big deal. Like my body wasn't used to all this pretzel and everything. So, it just was like in complete shock. So it was like we spent part of our honeymoon just like wow, just like laying, just because I was like, oh my
I spent part of the honeymoon like,
what
Lord,
happened? No,
heal
anyway,
her body,
no, anyway,
Jesus.
no,
I'm just playing.
no, anyway. But physically, yes, it's a lot, but also just like mentally, you know what I mean? Like, and this can be a for a whole other video, a whole other a whole other video of like, man, just the weight of like, man, just like giving your whoa Lord, giving yourself to someone, and just all that comes with that of like, okay, I can have sex now because I've like oh whoops, got married, can have we can do this now. And now it's like, now what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
and
we not only waited to have sex until we were married, we waited to kiss. And I think because we waited to kiss, it was the most awkward. I was watching TikTok. I watch a lot of TikTok, and it talked about whose TikTok was it? I think Tim Ross's TikTok. He had a sex therapist on his podcast, and it talked about the connection that happens between a man and a woman when they kiss. So he's like, I don't understand. He's like, I tell people to at least kiss before they get married because of that connection that takes place. And I was like, and I think it's based on the couple, whatever. But we've gone far from what we were talking about. But I think this is a really good point to land too, because like when you get married, you got your whole marriage to just learn each other. What are those erogenous zones? What are those zones that's going to give you goosebumps and get you moving? But I'm trying not to be crazy graphic here, but going back to the communication piece, just being able to know your body enough to say like, hey, this is what I like, communication and sex. You don't want to wait 10 years later. It's like, I've been playing starfish this whole time, just laying here, not moving. And I didn't want to hurt your ego. And it's like, how crushing is that? For a man specifically to know that what they thought they were doing and what's actually taking place is like two different things, diametrically opposed to one another. And it's like, man, I feel for those couples who can't be honest enough in that area. But see, sometimes too, guys hype themselves up like, oh, I'm about to put it down. I'm going to make you climb the wall and do all of these other things. And it's like, and climb a wall. You know what I'm saying? So part of it is the guy's fault because they're the ones like overly hyping up their situations. But yeah.
I have another area.
Yeah, what's up?
To tell or not to tell is just about like finances, shopping, where money is spent. Do you share that? Do you not share that? You made a mistake.
What do you mean? Like do you have a joint account, or if you have separate?
No,
accounts?
Just like in general of like you made a mistake, or you made I don't know. I made a mistake, or maybe it's like you're the shopper, you're the spender in the relationship, and so it's like, do you continue to? Does the person that's not the spender like
keeps letting you spend? Oh, okay, I got you. I see. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, if you don't tell, that's bank statement's gonna tell.
Well, right. Yeah.
So
it's like just communicating about that. That can be finances like can be a really big thing, and it could be a really just drive a
wedge.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
Silent frustrations.
Yeah.
Yep. And who was I
So it
talking
doesn't, you know, for me, it's like, you know, this tell or not to tell is not just always, you know, about physical.
Yeah. So hey, I overspent, and being able to be honest to say like, yo, I'm so sick of you not sticking to this budget and overspending. Like you are causing us to not hit the financial goals that we desire.
Mm,
Versus, oh, I can just spend it because so and so, my spouse isn't going to say anything.
yeah.
I think that can ultimately create very significant problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
You have to be honest. You have to
Yeah.
communicate.
You know, I said, you know, paid something earlier this week that I was like, oh man, like I forgot what we talked about to then, you know, make a payment
But you don't.
on the
That's not
16th, and you were like super graceful about it, and I felt really awful about it.
But even in that, you don't make a habit of doing that. It
Right.
was you
No.
slip of
Yeah.
the mind, and
Yeah.
you did that. But in this season of our life, God is really teaching us financial stewardship too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Which, by the way,
yeah,
we're doing March
madness
Madness with
money.
money. Yeah.
So if you guys
So,
have, oh, I was gonna say if you guys have seen our video, you haven't seen the video because I didn't upload it yet. To tell or not to tell.
yeah.
That video will be uploaded tomorrow, our first installment. So we have some really cool things that we're talking about, and some great resources for you guys
Yes.
as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
A little shameless plug, but keep it locked in. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe. And there's a little bell, just a really small bell. Just ring that bell. It's gonna let you know every time that we're live or every time we post something. So thanks so much, for joining and being part of the Decal family.
Oh my gosh, we've been on here for like an hour.
Yeah,
Right?
we're rocking. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
feel like you do
8:30.
it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the young prince went to sleep
And
early.
if you're watching this, and yes, he did, thank God. We had like 10 minutes to spare, and that's it. Before hopping on here with you guys. And I was like, yes, he's down. But anyway, if you guys have, if you're watching the replay, and if you have to tell or not to tell, like situations that you can think of, like please drop them in the comments. Like we do read our comments, and we respond. So we want to hear from you, and the more like engagement that we have, like the better. And if you have questions for us, or like future ideas for us, like also please let us know, because why are we here? Like is to like just create content and videos that for you guys,
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. So I really hope that this conversation today was very thought provoking.
Yeah.
My challenge is to be on the right side of telling, and just really use what I call radical candor, and just being honest. I like what Tari mentioned, like,
Yeah.
be kind, don't be nice, and just be passive all over the place, but make sure that you are wanting your spouse, your significant other, even in friend relationships, that you are being honest, because that's going to help the relationship grow.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Super appreciative.
And we'll be back with you guys in 2 Thursdays, because we are going live. Our live schedule is 2nd and 4th Thursdays.
Yeah.
On the month.
We haven't made this a podcast yet, but I can see it, happening. So let us know if we should, boogie on and create a podcast around. I don't know what we would call it. To tell or not to tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
Oh, that's kind of dope though.
I know.
Don't steal it.
Yeah.
I'll come for you. No, to tell or not to tell podcast.
Hey, come on now. Yeah. I like that.
Truth in marriage.
Come on. Here, I gotta write that down. Here we go. Just get you tell everybody good night. I'm gonna write this down.
Y'all have a good night. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Please, drop a like, share this, leave a comment. We We want to hear from you guys, and we'll see you. Peace.
And broadcast. And